And from Somalia, we move to the conflict between the DRC and Rwanda. Qatar has reportedly hosted another round of talks between the neighbors, Rwanda and the DRC. And this time, Rwanda-backed M23 rebels have also joined the discussions in Doha. Now, the second round of DRC-Rwanda talks was reportedly held in Doha on Friday, but the details are not out yet. The reports also say that the M23 representatives they attended separate talks with Qatari officials, which did not include the DRC and Rwanda representatives. Now, these talks come after the first round of the surprise talks held between the DRC President Felix Tshisekedi and his Rwandan counterpart, Paul Kagame, this month. Now, this was the first time that the two leaders met since the M23 rebels stepped up an offensive in the eastern DRC in January. The two leaders called for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. However, the M23 distanced itself from these talks. It continued its offensive with the capture of another strategic town in eastern DRC. Now, apart from reports of them joining the Qatar talks, the M23 last week also agreed to a deal with the Southern African Development Community on the evacuation of its peacekeeping forces from the DRC. Now, SADC forces have suffered heavy losses in the latest fighting, with the most casualties in South Africa, including at least 16 soldiers killed. The DRC accuses Rwanda of supporting the M23 rebels and using them to loot the DRC's precious minerals in the east. The UN says up to 4,000 Rwandan troops are present in DRC. However, Kigali calls it a defensive measure to protect itself from anti-Rwanda militias operating in the DRC. In the lightning offensive since January, the M23 has seized key mineral-rich cities in eastern DRC, including provincial capitals of Goma and Bukavu. At least 7,000 deaths have been reported in the clashes. Multiple efforts to broker peace in this years-long conflict have failed, with mediator Angola stepping back recently, citing frustration over both sides' reluctance to participate in direct talks. Will Qatar, which has been a mediator in multiple global conflicts, including the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, will they be able to broker peace in the DRC and end its decades-long conflict with the Rwanda and M23 rebels? We will keep you posted.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.